It's the Joel Shit Show, featuring Joel Shit. Hi, welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. So, I was told the other day, boy, you should really be upset about that Pledge of Allegiance ruling in the courts in San Francisco yesterday, or whatever day it was. And I said, you'd think so, but not really. So here's the thing. I'm not crazy about saying under God in the Pledge of Allegiance in class. I think that it does violate separation of church and state. But I also think it's not that big of a deal. And I think that in the grand scheme of things, there are bigger issues. I think the campaign, the McCain-Feingold bill, or whatever I can't remember what it is, the one where that limits what corporations could do in political races, how that law was overturned by the Supreme Court, that's a much bigger deal. There are times when you cannot be idealistic and times where you have to be pragmatic. It is much more important what goes on in the home than what goes on in school. Yes, kids learn things in school, both at the playground and in the classroom, but they apply them outside. Just like kids learn things at home, but they apply the things that they learn at home on the outside. And kids spend a lot more time at home than they do in school. Not to mention, there's a different level of respect that children have with parents than they have with teachers. Because teachers change every year, and once they get older, they have multiple teachers every day, but they have the same, typically, one or two guardians that they always have. And of course, there are exceptions, but we're speaking generally here. And if children are raised at home to believe in God, and they go to school and are told not to say under God in the Pledge of Allegiance, never mind that it was put into the pledge in the early 50s by Eisenhower. Let's not worry about that right now. It doesn't matter how we got to where we are. What only matters is where we are. Because you cannot change what's already happened. There are no do-overs in life. It would be nice to have one, but there aren't any. So, if the parents find out that they can't say under God in the Pledge of Allegiance in school, they're going to tell their child not to respect what the teacher says. They're going to tell the child not to believe anything they learn in the school. This doesn't accomplish anything. The purpose of school is to unify and socialize children, because there are some things you just can't do at home. And I always, like the other day, road work ahead. Okay, so let's see how distracted I get. Alright, are you blocking the road? No, you're doing fine. You're going to go over there. I'm going to go over here. Let's all do lunch. Okay, excellent. It's pretty unusual to have road work on a city street at 5 a.m., but you do what you want. It's like Apple Jacks. You eat what you like. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not thrilled that they're saying under God, but I mean, come on. Come on. And then the violation of church and state for putting in God We Trust on coins, I think, if anything, that diminishes the other case, because I think putting something on something that we don't look at every day is fine. I mean, if you ask someone, I'm sorry, let me go back to the other point. So, Christian family or a religious family, let's not say Christian family, a religious family, the kid may be taught not to respect anything that happens in school because they took away the under God for the Pledge of Allegiance. Not to mention, it creates more dissent within the school because it's just one more thing to disagree with. Now, if you're an atheist and your kids go to that school, then it's a different part of the brain. They've shown that people that can consider atheism, people that don't believe in God, people that consider, evolution and other logical thought, and don't give me that you can be religious and believe in evolution. You can be some religions, but you can't be most religions, because if you're changing around what you've been taught in order to accommodate the concept of religion. Christianity's been around a lot longer than the theory of evolution. You cannot take the theory of evolution and incorporate it into Christianity without changing some of the rules you believed in for thousands of years. Yeah, I guess thousands of years. I mean, 2010, right? Nearly 2,000 years for those who didn't pick it up until the Roman Empire spread. And it doesn't. So, if you're a true Christian, you believe in creationism. If you're a true Christian, you don't believe in dinosaurs. that wasn't in the Bible, and blah, blah, blah. Let's not get into that debate, because that debate you can find many versions of all over the place. You will find your own version of logic, and you will believe in that. And it doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong, it's what you believe in, and there's nothing more important than what you believe in. I'm no different, you're no different, and that's fine. So the atheist, who has that certain part of the brain working, who has those certain connections between those certain parts of the brain that allows it to consider the fact that maybe there's not an invisible man that lives in the sky, who always needs money. And if you do anything on this list of 10 things, you'll go to this place with lots of fire. I'm quoting George Carlin here, and it's also a misrepresentation of other religions, so I should probably stop about that. The atheist parents will say, well, this is why this happens, and then they explain it to the kid, and if the kid has the same thing working, then the kid will say, okay, fine. Now, maybe the kid's not wired the same way as the parents, because I don't think it's genetically working that way. Then the kid's going to end up joining some sort of religion as he gets older anyway, because that feeling is stronger than something that his parents can instill. My parents told me I could do whatever religion I wanted, and I decided not to be any religion at all anyway. Well, I technically created my own religion and called it Joelism, which still exists. I just don't really talk about it anymore, not out of shame. It just doesn't really come up. Finding time to incorporate religion, any religion, even my own, into my life would just take extra time, and I need to go to the gym. That's all the time we have today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email joel@joelshitshow.com.